Leeds.
The Talking Leeds podcast with Arron Marshall and George Brooke.
Hello and welcome. Oh, where's he gone? Talking Leeds with myself, Arron Marshall, and Mr. George Brooke, but he's just disappeared. I'm back from paternity leave, as we would like to say, from there. So it's good to be back with you. What have I missed? Get in the comments and let us know. Thank you to Alfie for cutting in and helping out with some presenting duties. He's going to be back, I am sure. So don't you worry about that. Mr. Kemp will be back, as is this man. Good evening, George.
Good evening, Aaron. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Good night. How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I'm
Good
just
evening,
saying that.
Aaron.
But, yes.
Good
God,
night.
Oh, God. I haven't missed this, you cheeky bugger.
How are you? And hello,
Good.
Colin. How are you, Aaron? How's it going?
Yes, good. Thank you. I was just saying to the people listening, I'm back from paternity leave. Thank you to Alfie. He will be popping up now and then, I'm sure.
Good morning, Alfie. Good evening, Alfie.
Yeah, just a thank you to him for covering in my absence.
How many did he do in the end, Aaron? I know I was going to do one, but
yeah, he did a few.
Yeah, because obviously it's been an international break, and you know, I think we were going to do one last week, and then we just thought, actually, you know, it is the international, but you weren't about, and I thought it is the international break. People aren't going to be so interested in it. We didn't even have that many players out there, did we, for the countries? Anyway,
no, just half the Wales squad.
Basically, yeah, I think there was 5 lads in all. You know, so yeah, condolences on your loss, Aaron.
Yeah, I'll talk about my car later. I've got that as my Tanaka time.
Absolutely. And what about the thunder, the lightning and thunder? Did you get any, Aaron?
I'm just looking out the window now. It's still a bit. Yeah, we got a little bit. I was just driving a new car, doing a test drive.
Test drive? What were you driving?
A new car.
And what
this
car?
Afternoon. A Ford Cougar.
Oh, yeah, my dad used to have one of them.
Yeah, well, family man now. Growing families it would be, George, for me.
Another one on the way?
No. That's it now. No more.
You say that now, don't you?
No more. No, that's it now. But thank you as well to you for your kind words in my absence as well. I did listen back and dad duties and things. It was quite nice to hear you say that as well. So thank you.
Of course, no, I of course, Aaron. And we did have a,
chat.
I think, and yeah, of course, mate. You know, congratulations to you both. I hope you're coping well, and I hope little one's all right. And that's you're doing a smashing job. So yeah,
we're all good. Thank you. We're getting into the routine, so we're back with a pod, which is good.
Yes, you need the routine.
We do. Well, anyway, routines aside, it's good to be back. Leeds are back this weekend. Fulham is the first one after the international break. As I say, it's been the Fulham are back. Fulham with the swimming pool on the roof for Leeds this week.
On the roof.
They have. I don't know if you noticed at the ground at Craven Cottage. I think they've got swimming.
Is it just rainwater? Is it?
No, it's an actual full-on swimming pool. So you can have a swim and watch Fulham. No idea why you want to do that. It'll cost you £4,000 for the privilege as well. Apparently.
Is it an indoor pool?
I've no idea.
Wow. I hope it's not. Yeah. So Darlow doesn't get injured. I don't.
Yeah. We're going to come on to that, Danny. Don't worry.
Good morning, Danny.
Leeds, it's evening, unless he's watching it or listening back. I don't know.
I don't know. He might be in another country.
Ask him. Are you in another country?
Where are you listening from tonight, Dan? It's good to have you here.
Well, Colin's in Rhodes, so he's in Greece. How's the weather, Colin? And he's found a bar to watch on Saturday.
Yes. John Rose.
Yeah. John, give up now. You're in one of those moods, aren't you, Mr. Brooke?
Why not?
Let's get straight into the big talking point from Leeds, from Daniel Farke's press conference is Perry is injured and Mr. Meslier is back in the squad. I'm not saying that he's going to be playing. He's back in the squad for this one. It'll probably be Carl Darlow. Who's going to take that goalkeeping spot for probably this and Wolves away next weekend. So Perry injured, George. What are your thoughts on that one?
Perry injured. Was it? Whereas Kevin and Perry, wasn't it, that film? Look, no, I don't know. Was he said give it large or something like that? I don't remember, but no, Perry injured, disappointing. Yep. I mean, he's had 3 games and then he's got injured. It's not ideal, is it, Arron? You've got to admit. I mean, the big man, he's done all right, I think. I mean, I didn't watch the Arsenal game, but aside from that, I think he's done all right. Took a couple of clean sheets. He's looked a lot more solid than certainly a certain Frenchman that we had in goal last season. And it's got to be Darlow, hasn't it? It's the best of a bad bunch, unfortunately. Carl Darlow, for me, I wouldn't want to see anywhere near the pitch as well. But like I said, it's the best of about. Like Jimbo said, out of the two, Darlow must play because he's the best of the bad bunch. I mean, we're not going to play Alex Cairns unless you want to play Cairns.
Don't know why.
No, why not? I mean, the goalkeeper, I don't know. Like Jimbo says, have Cairns on the bench. Dodgy with his feet, Colin. Which one? I mean, they all seem to be a bit, don't they? Darlow's rubbish, to be honest, isn't he? Let's be honest. And like the dropped the ball so many times in the transfer window. For me, they needed 2 goalkeepers at least. They needed, all sorts of players are up and down the pitch that they didn't get. And now we've got to struggle along till January with the likes of bloody Darlow in goal and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up top. I mean, God help.
He's probably going to be the main man, isn't he?
Of course he is.
I know we didn't really. Me, Alfie, and Joe did kind of a deadline day thing, and the transfer window's long gone now. That one, and it was a disappointing end, wasn't it, George?
It was only last week,
and I think, but whenever it was, it's gone now. It doesn't matter. We didn't sign anybody when we should have done. George, do you think? And I know this is going to come back, and I know a lot of Leeds United fans are raging prospect of not signing anybody in the transfer window, but is this going to come back and bite us? Because we've clearly now got Tanaka's potentially back, we've got Ampadu potentially back as well, but probably not 100%.
Yeah,
is this going to come back and bite us? Because for me, I think it is, because we didn't strengthen up front. Is Perrault injured as well, apparently?
Perrault's injured, and so is Meslier, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny says the way he was big in Mez up today, only other time he did that was when he was playing him. So maybe, Mark, hey up, Mark, how's it going, mate? You're joining from my channel as well. Yeah, fantastic. Look, it will. I think it will. It will. To answer your question, Aaron, it will come back to bite us. We're not, look through the squad. A couple of lads are injury prone. Perry's already got injured. So has Meslier. Perrault's out. Well, who have we got? We've got an injury prone Calvert-Lewin, and you just think, what on earth were they thinking in leaving it? What were they doing? And then scrapping around for I'm really sorry here, Aaron, but no one won't say that. But I think you're scrapping around for poor players like Emi Buendia, who hasn't done anything since 2020, say, or maybe even before then, and then you're scrapping even further down the day for bloody Harry Wilson. I mean, come on. What on earth? Harry Wilson wasn't the player that we needed anyway.
No. Do you think, when I've looked back, because I've looked back on the transfer window now when I'm doing the 4 a.m. feeds, when you look back at it and you think, actually, is it because they were chasing the wrong caliber of player? Were we too ambitious with some of the players which we were chasing? Because if we'd have signed Pacquiao, or whatever he's called, if we'd have signed him, if we'd have signed Muniz, we'd have been raving about it, wouldn't we? We wouldn't have, been like best window ever. But we just couldn't get those deals done.
Probably, yeah. And I think that's it. That's a fine line between it. And
is it because were Leeds being led astray to boost for Pacquiao, who went off to? Did he go off to Marseille?
Probably, yeah.
Who signed him? Where is he from?
Marseille.
Is he? He's gone to Marseille.
He's from Feyenoord.
Feyenoord, that's it. Were they using Leeds in the Premier League, Leeds, as a bargaining tool to get more money out of Marseille? And
I believe so. But you've got to be smarter and say, all right, then you have Pacquiao. We've got a second on the list that we're going to go straight and get.
Shall I tell you what, though? What doesn't add up to me, though, George, and you look at it from PSR perspective, Leeds spent 100 million quid. The budget was around 100 million quid. Where were they going to get 30 million plus 40 million? Where were we going to get another 70 million?
Well, yeah. Well, Danny says if we'd had signed Pacquiao and Muniz, they said we wouldn't have got as many players in. So fair enough. You balance it out on other players in the team.
And that's what Danny says there, is we wouldn't have got as many players in, and we'll be panicking now because obviously Ampadu's been out, Tanaka's been out,
we're panicking anyway.
Perry is out.
We were panicking anyway, aren't we? And Carl says the statement signing should have come in the first and then build after that. Maybe, possible. Look, the signing that we should have made, and they will, I believe, hopefully, I said we were going to do it in this window, but hopefully you'd have thought by January that have, had some sense put back into the brains and gone and bought a striker in that window, even though it's incredibly difficult, as we know. And I think I think we're really going to struggle because, I watch it and Colin says, we support what we have. It is what it is, but the club should have done more. And you think, yeah, you watch that Newcastle game, and as dire as it was, Christ alive, horrible game of football. But we just took it and we took the point. But we were not an attacking threat at all. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a touch of a lad who'd never played football in his life before.
Yeah,
and you think, where is the attacking goals going to come from? Nemecha, good holding up play, but otherwise he was rubbish. And you just think, what is going on? There was no cohesion in the attack at all.
No, I completely agree. I just want to say to Mark, I'm not in a tent. I'm in my studio, which I've given it. So that just, I think I want to touch on what you said there, though, because the attacking intent, I think Nemecha gives more than Pirot, if I'm being honest. I think there's just that little bit more presence around him. He looks a little bit more, just a little bit more dangerous and in the right position. Whereas Pirot, I think the start of the season hasn't gone well for him. I just think he's a little bit slow. I find him, he hasn't got that. It just hasn't got the space. And, when you look at someone like Gruev, who played, actually, I think, quite well against Newcastle, but Arsenal was absolutely slaughtered, The problem here, George, is you've got to remember most of the teams which we're coming up against are £1 billion squads. So Arsenal, complete free hit. You shouldn't be banking on anything there. You've got to look at Liverpool, banking on a miracle there for anything. Manchester City, exactly the same. Arsenal, Chelsea to an extent. You're banking on miracles and getting. I know we got, a couple of years ago, we got 3-0 win against them at home, but you're banking, George, on miracles to get anything from them. Newcastle, I thought, was a great point.
Brilliant point, mate. Brilliant point.
Am I keeping you awake? Are you entertaining elsewhere?
No. It's just no. Newcastle was a great point, mate. I really did. You know,
it was a great point because I guarantee, George, when we go up to St James's Park, we'll get beat.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
Heavily exactly. As well.
We probably will. But I think, you know, I was watching it with my brother, who's a Newcastle fan, and he was very frustrated with how Newcastle were playing. And I said, look, you've been spoiled over that last couple of years because you've had this, you know, money in and they've been playing exceptional football. And he was like, yeah, but we didn't play that today. And I was like, yeah, well, yeah. He said, no disrespect, but we should be beating you, Eleanor. I said, you should. You know, I completely agree. You know, with the players that they've got on the pitch,
but you got to remember, you look at Newcastle, a bit turmoil galore with Isaac and things like that. You know, it's complete chaos, and that's not settled. And they'll kick on and they'll climb that table. There's no doubt about it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, it keeps coming up in the comments. Does Calvert-Lewin? I know you've got your thoughts on him, George, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to be our number 9 for the foreseeable future until at least January.
And he's literally number 9. And Jimbo says, I also think he will come good in a few games, even into Michael. You know, Danny says Perot's got a turning circle of a barge. And I agree. He's not very mobile, is he, Perot?
No.
We signed 10 players, says Jimbo, and some of them look pretty good. They do. But again, there's nothing in attack. And you're saying DCL is going to be the number 9. He is. You've got to appreciate that.
Was that? Are we banking on him to come good?
Of course we are. We have to until January. And what are we going to do when he gets injured at Fulham or when he gets injured against Wolves or Bournemouth? Because it's going to happen in the next few weeks. And then what? Perot, it will. And then we're stuck with Perot and the Metcha. What is that? Honestly, what on earth is that? And Okafor, who seems to be injury prone as well. Don't forget, he missed the game at Newcastle, although he was on the bench, I think, but he didn't come on because he had a slight injury. I know we've had a couple of weeks where he didn't go away with Switzerland, so he might be okay. I don't know if he spoke on him today, Fark. I haven't listened to what Fark said, but yeah, but is he okay? Does anybody know Okafor? Did he mention him in the press conference?
Just mentioning Tanaka and things. I think the key thing is though, George, when you look at the next couple of games, we've got Tanaka who's coming back, we've got Ampadu back. Those two players are absolutely fundamentally
if they're fully fit, though.
If they're fit. But if you've got, here's a question for you, and here's one for the people in the comments: would you have a 50% Ampadu or 100% Gruev?
See, this is a real interesting question. He wasn't mentioned, Danny. All right, Okafor must be all right then.
So George, would you have 50% Ampadu or 100% Gruev?
See, I agree with you, Aaron. I thought Gruev was great against Newcastle. I also thought Longstaff was really good as well.
Longstaff was, for me,
I
just want to say, I think he's brilliant, Longstaff.
He was really good.
You slated
I did, but you've got to remember, mate, he was playing up against his mates, wasn't he, in Newcastle? He was obviously up for the game.
Doesn't matter.
You know, and I think also I will say that I think Fark has probably done the best to bin off the 4-3-3, and I think he'll go further into the 4-2-3-1 formation that he's used all the time in the Championship. I think he'll go forward with this formation because I think it worked better against Newcastle. I think it worked better against Newcastle, Aaron, than the 4-3-3 did in the previous 2 games. I think we had more control in the midfield. And to answer your question, I would take Gruev on this situation. 50% Ampadu would end up getting injured again for me. He needs, like Michael says,
you need Ampadu in this team,
player.
George.
He needs to be 100%.
He does, but you need Ampadu. Ampadu, you need number one, the leadership qualities. Number one, massive character on that pitch.
Big character, 100%.
But what you like about Ampadu is the way he reads the ball. He controls that midfield, and he can pick a pass.
But
like that. Whereas, hang on, Gruev, we saw this against Arsenal. And this is where the Championship quality versus the Premier League quality comes in. If you compared him to Declan Rice, sweet as a nut, pings that ball left, right, centre, wherever he wants immediately. Gruev has the ball. He's thinking, oh, shit. He's looking up, and thinking, oh, where am I going to pass it? Intercepted, tackle, the ball's given away. He doesn't have, and that's the problem here, because the gulf in class is massive. Yeah. Gruev hasn't got that X factor kind of style to kind of get the ball out and relieve the pressure. He's wanting to take 2-3 seconds on the ball to try and think, right, I've got the ball now, where am I sending it? Whereas Declan Rice, I know where I'm going. I'm firing it straight out to Saka, and it's going sweet as a nut to him. And the ball, they continue to press. Whereas Gruev wants just that second or two to work out where it needs to go. In the Premier League, that's where you get caught out.
Of course it is. But,
and that's what we saw against Arsenal.
Yeah, of course.
Newcastle, they didn't have that because they had no real attacking threat whatsoever.
Yeah, they didn't. Newcastle were really
They didn't have an outlet. It was like watching Leeds. Leeds didn't have an outlet either. It was, but Leeds
it was an awful game of football,
And that's why, George, going back to the original point, why Gruev had that time to do it, because Newcastle didn't have a Scooby-Doo of what to do.
And I don't know why, because they had the players on the pitch to hurt us, but they just didn't. My brother was cursing the fact that he was playing an extra centre-back and he didn't need to, and he should have been playing another attacker on instead. And, he wasn't happy at all. But, at the end of the game, I think it was probably best that we both shook on a draw, really. But Danny says, I think...
Yeah, I think but with Ampadu, what you get with him is he tries to do it that a little bit quicker. He tries to get the attack going. He'll crunch him with the tackle as well. And his tackles are normally spot on with Ampadu as well. And that's where you've got that grittiness. You go into the war, you go into the trenches, etc. You've got that with him. Whereas with Gruev, he's like, oh, the ball's gone. He won't track back. I just think Ampadu's just better all round.
Yeah, I think
I would rather have a 50% Ampadu than 100%.
No, I think Ampadu is better when fit. Obviously, there's no doubt about it. But obviously, when both fit, for me, Grove gets the ball and starts think, what has he have? Yeah, exactly. Maybe he does. He's a bit, he might have had a good lunch though. But I don't know. Sometimes you just think about it after you've had it, don't you? But I think, for me, when everybody's fit, you're probably going to go with Ampadu, because I think he'll go back. And Danny said Fulham play 4-2-3-1. Maybe he'll match them up. I think he will go 4-2-3-1 more often than not anyway. I think like I said, for me, we had a bit more control. And for me, it's about starting at the back. I know we lament how we should have got a striker and all this, but you're going to get something out of the game if you're keeping a clean sheet. And I think obviously we conceded 5 at Arsenal, but that's a different standard.
Different league.
Completely different standard. Whereas, you're playing up against Fulham, who are a good side, but it's a winnable game for Leeds, this really. If they can, nick one on the break, the solid defensively is what it's built on. So I think we need to have the two in midfield. And if Ayao and Amps are fit, then they need to be the starting two more often than not.
Yeah, I completely agree with Michael there. Going back to the Arsenal game, not only does Rice quick release, but he has clever players around him who can find space in a telephone box. Completely agree.
He's a great player, as Declan Rice.
He's a superb player. He really is.
But, we're not at that level, are we? We've got to deal with what we got. Tanaka, goes straight in.
Tanaka has that vision, and that's what's good about him. He's got the touch, he's got that little flair around him, and he does the little tricks and things like that. And he's a good trickery. He's a good shithouse, basically. Isn't he?
I think Tanaka goes straight in if they're fit.
Yeah, but he goes to the war for you in a sensible kind of way, doesn't he? Just Tanaka.
Yeah, he's great. I mean, he's great, mate. But what I would say is both of them aren't fit, are they? So really today for Saturday. So I don't think they're going to play.
I think one of them will.
Well, it'd probably be maybe Tanaka then. If he's fit, probably.
Then Gruev, maybe so.
It's going to be Gruev and somebody else in it. I don't think Stack was great on. I think,
but again, you got to look at the outlet. You know, it just wasn't happening for us that game against Newcastle. It's completely different. You know, I think with them back, fully fit squad other than Perry, and we'll be all right. I think if we could get Calvert-Lewin, going back to Calvert-Lewin, if we can get a good 65 minutes out of him, maybe gets a goal.
Yeah, but then who's coming on for him? Is it Okafor or what? Or what are you playing on?
Yeah.
I mean, look, good evening to Mark. I mean, he says, now then, gents, nice to catch you live. Just dropped in and say hi and scrolling back to the start. Feeling confident, unusually for Saturday, hoping we can get our first goal from home play. 1-0. That would be nice as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be good, Mark. It would. We need an open goal.
We haven't scored yet, from open play. Yeah. It's only been a penalty.
Or an open goal would be nice, Mark. Anything
would be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, Ampadu is about to be.
Somebody's ass. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. If it goes in the goal, it's fine. I mean, Danny says Ampadu is about a week ahead of Tanaka. Injuries happen a week apart. Okay. So Ampadu always comes back more so than Tanaka. So maybe I will reverse my comment and say it would be Ampadu if it was any of the two that would play on Saturday. I don't believe either of them will. I think he'll go with Gruev and Stack. But that's a question to you, Arron. I mean, where do you see the starting lineup then? If for Saturday, then if there's so many chops and changes, injuries happening, where do you see it?
Your back four is going to be the same. I think he'll probably bring Ampadu back in for Gruev. James, Nonto, and probably Calvert-Lewin up front. And I liked Longstaff as well in that middle of the park. I really did. I think he did a good job. The key thing, though, for me, George, Fulham, they're a good side. Muniz will be a pain. It's a really tough place to go for Leeds historically, is Craven Cottage. It's the London curse that's back. It's London. There's a tube strike. Everything's against all the fans going down there. You know, it's going to be a really tough game. I'd take a point all day long. I think they're a well-oiled machine for them. They were unlucky to lose. Did they lose to Chelsea last time out?
2-0, wasn't it? That goal, the young lad Josh King, it was probably a fair goal, wasn't it? And they chalked it off, and then they went on to lose. But I think, I think they are a good side. They've got some good technically gifted players. And it will be difficult, but I think we have gone there and won. Obviously, I remember
It's years ago, George.
Well, it was when Rafa. I think we won 2-1 or 3-1. It was the season we finished. No, it was the season we finished 9th.
Was it? That was great.
We beat them away in that season, but other than that, I can't remember the other two games at Fulham from the two other seasons in the Premier League. I don't remember. If anybody can remember at Craven Cottage bar that one where Rafa scored.
Realistically, though, George, if we can go that, I think the key thing for me is that as with every Leeds game this season, if Leeds score first, they'll might get something from it. We can't be chasing games in the Premier League. Leeds have to score first, no matter where it comes from, whether it comes off somebody's arse, whether it comes from, we have to score first. If we score first, I think we can try and, see it out. But that's where I'm coming from with this.
I mean, scoring first, like you said, our first goal from open play. We need to get one, don't we? Everybody's saying in the comments say that Rodon has injured.
Yeah.
He says he's got concussion, so it obviously won't be the same back four then. So, it would be going with Darlow in goal, Gudmundsson, Bijol and Strauch, and then Bogle, for me, would the centre mids would be, Longstaff and probably Longstaff and Stack again. So Gruev would be on the bench, and then you'd go with probably again. I would like to see Harrison start. To be honest, I think he made a difference. And Nonto on the other side. Then you've probably got Aronson in the middle, I guess, and Calvert-Lewin, or you've got Okafor in the 10 and Calvert-Lewin, something like that. But Oh, right. Rodon is fit to play. So if that's what Danny says, so
you need Rodon as well. He goes to the trunch. He goes to the trunch.
Oh, it's great. Is Rodon, and Dale says that the transfer window hasn't deflated. I think it does a lot of people, Dale. But I think if we win Saturday, everybody's buzzing again, aren't they? And
I'm quite optimistic, George, if I'm being honest. Over the next, we've got another international break coming up.
When do we play 3 more? Do we?
We play Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Spurs.
Oh, so we've got 4. Yeah.
So we've got 4, and then it's an international break. But if you look at the 4 fixtures which we've got Fulham away, Wolves away. That for me is a massive game. Leeds have to get something from that one. Bournemouth at home, I expect Leeds to compete with that one. Spurs at home, again, it's going to be difficult against them.
I think every single game is going to be a challenge here, isn't it?
But looking at, okay, here's a question for you. Those 4 games which we've got here: Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, and Spurs. Give me a points return
from those 4 games.
And I'll give you mine.
Okay, I'm going to go with.
Realistically as well,
I'm going to go with 4 points.
4?
Uh-huh.
Bloody hell. Point again. All right. Michael says 7. Do you know, I'd say I'm going to go 6. 6 points.
Do you think we're going to win 2?
I think we'll win 2. I think Fulham's going to be really tough. I don't think we'll score first. Wolves is the one where I'd target 3 points there.
Yeah, I think we'll beat Wolves. Yeah,
that because Wolves are going to be poor this season. They're absolutely poor. They're dire. We can go there, and we've got a good record at Molineux.
We do, yeah.
Bournemouth at home. Every home game is so crucial to Leeds, and I think Leeds. Ellen Road will be bouncing for that one. I can't wait to get back there and watch. And I think with it being 3:00 as well, it'll be rocking, and I think that's what will get Leeds over the edge with that one. Spurs at home again. It's a gamble. It's anything's a bonus against them. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
think we'll beat Spurs. I think Thomas Frank is drilling them that they're going to be fine this year. They're going to be top.
Yeah, they'll do all right with Spurs, and I don't expect we will beat them when we play them. Yes, it has been a while, Kevin. How are you? You're all right, mate? How are you doing? Good man. I think we'll beat Wolves, and I think we might get a draw with Bournemouth, and I think we might draw on Saturday potentially. So maybe 5 push. Which to be fair,
good return.
Good man. And good evening to you, Aaron, from Kevin. 5 is all right, isn't it? Would take us on to 9. So I think you've got to be realistic, Aaron. We will lose more than we win, and I think it's going to be like.
But these fixtures, though, George, which were coming up, Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, Spurs. The first 3, Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, those 3.
Yeah, it's
these are the teams which we realistically can compete with.
Yeah, I agree.
Sunderland, etc. And this is why I think we've got to target points against the first 3.
Yeah,
Spurs free hit, complete free hit. I forget about it. Spurs will beat Leeds at home at Ellen Road. There's no doubt about it. I'm not expecting Leeds to get anything from that game, but from Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth, I am expecting points from them. And if it's 5 points, great. If it's 6, brilliant. Listen, I want to see 12 points. It's 9. We're bouncing. We're absolutely bouncing. And, 12 points would be bloody brilliant. We're planning our European tours if we got, 4 weeks over this is the thing, isn't it? But then when you come back after the international break, you've got Burnley away. You're picking points up there. West Ham have been dreadful under Graham Potter. And then you've got Brighton away, Forest away, and then Villa at home, which takes us into December, which is just horrific at the beginning of December when you've got Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool. But then you come a bit more favourable. You're going into the Christmas fixtures, Brentford, Palace, Sunderland. Manchester United is obviously on January the 3rd. It's going to be an easy 3 points, that one. But listen, we're getting far too giddy, though, because that's when the transfer window will back open for Leeds. We've got to take each game as it comes. We've got to get these points on the board. It's as simple as that. We've got to pick up points. Otherwise, I have to say this, even though I'm not personally wanting Daniel Farke to leave the club, I don't want him to be sacked. He will be sacked. If he will be judged against these teams, won't he? And we have to mention it because there's been casualties already in Europe and in England, with Nuno being sacked and with Jose Mourinho wanting to come back to England and join a mid to lower half team in the Premier League. Very, very keen to get back, and I know he's been linked with Leeds before. Farke will ultimately pay the price of his job if we're not careful.
Yeah, I think he will. And Mark says, if we get 12 points, I'll shave my beard off personally. Well, good luck with that one, Mark. I say, let's hope we don't get 12 points. Then,
Michael will sweep up the hairs.
Oh, gosh. A couple of hairdressers, are we, boys? But yeah, look, no. I think, obviously, I think if we don't get any, if we're not in a good position, Aaron, by the time we break for the next international break, I think he's done. Basically, that's it, and I think that's fair, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I've seen the talk about Nuno. A lot of people said, "Oh, I'd love Nuno at the club," but Nuno plays a different brand of football to Leeds. The counter-attacking football really doesn't really. That's what he built Forest on over the last year or so. I don't think he'd be a good fit for Leeds, if I'm being honest. It's a complete opposite parallel style of play, which we've been playing for the last 2-3 years. And, under Farke, it's back to back to what we're kind of used to. So I don't think Nuno would come back, if I'm being honest, to Leeds. I don't think it'd be a good fit.
Well, he won't.
So he won't come in. He won't come.
I don't know. I think that's 4 Mark to the next one, but no, I don't think that's right. I think he would come, and I think he'd improve.
When he linked with us before, I'm sure he was.
He was, yeah. No, I think it was a loose link. I don't think he was ever properly. I think I don't think. I think Nuno would be fantastic. To be quite honest, I disagree wholeheartedly with you, Aaron. I think.
I just think it's a complete contrasted style.
He is, but you can the players aren't silly. They can understand different ways of playing. It would completely transform the team, and it might be completely what they needed.
Okay.
Mourinho. Well, again, Mourinho would be a sensational in terms of the name. I don't think really it'd be a very maybe it would suit Leeds. Maybe it would suit Leeds more than it might do Nuno. If you're
the best place, and you heard it here first, the best place for Jose Mourinho is Rangers. That's the best place for him.
Yeah, I think
that is the best place for him to go.
I don't know. If you look at it in terms of Leeds, would it be a good fit for Leeds? I think he probably would.
No.
I don't know why.
Jose Mourinho can head off up to Scotland and enjoy his time at the Ibrox. He needs to be as far away from Ellen Road as possible. Does Jose Mourinho? But listen,
I think Jose Mourinho would be fantastic. He would be defensively solid.
No. It's just
I think the
game's evolved. The game's evolved far too much now for Jose Mourinho. He's one of those. He's been around for years, and I just think he's got an attitude about him. I think it'd be all about him, and I think that would just demolish what Daniel Farke's tried to build here. That team unity is what he wanted back, and I think it'd be his ego is massive, is Mourinho's, and when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. When it goes right, it's fantastic. He's a great coach. He's won countless trophies. I'm not going to.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, when it goes wrong for anybody.
When it goes wrong for Mourinho, it goes wrong badly.
Same with Bielsa, wasn't it? We were getting tonked every week.
I just think Mourinho, it's the attitude. I just think if you're going to pick the two, I think I'd rather have Nuno. But listen, we don't need to be talking about this yet. We don't need to be talking about this because we have a manager who we 100% back.
Michael says, how long before he's in the hot seat, though? How long's he in before?
I'll tell you what, Michael. Daniel Farke needs our support more than ever now because the 49ers didn't back him when he called them out after Newcastle. He wanted more attacking players. The board, the sporting director, didn't deliver on that. I think he needs the support of the fans more than ever. And that, for me, is so important for it. He needs that support. We should not be booing him if they get humped 5 or 6-0. He needs the support, does Daniel Farke, because I think he's had a bad end of the transfer window, and that's not his fault.
It's
not his fault, George. It really is. It's the board.
You don't know.
It's the board. It is. It is the board. They didn't put the money in. They didn't get him what he wanted and what he needed. Yeah. It's not what he wanted. There's a difference here between a want and a need. He needed and then more attacking players.
He did need more. And I think it was, I don't know if it was Jimbo earlier on up, asked if there was any free transfers going. And there is one or two about. Well, yeah, he still hasn't got a team, has he? But
what gets me, the problem is free transfers, George, at this time. They're not fit. They haven't been training. They're not going to come to squad straight away. It'll take weeks and months to get up to scratch.
Maybe. It depends what sort of fit state they're in. I mean, one that I will, look at is a striker that, you look at, and there is one or two about, I know the likes of Christian Eriksen, who's not what we need, but he signed for Wolfsburg, didn't he? I think it was yesterday or the day before or whatever. There's been one or two about. But, I know he's getting on, Aaron, and you're probably going to say, oh, no. But I wonder, and it's only for purposes of the discussion, and the people in the comments had to be interested to see what they thought as well. But he's getting on, but he was in the Premier League last season. For West Ham, it's Antonio. Would you like Antonio? We need a striker.
No.
But why not though? I would ask you, why not?
Because of his wages.
He was playing for West Ham, mate. I don't think he's on
West Ham. He'll have been on a 6-figure salary. West Ham, George, a 6-figure weekly salary, and I don't think I don't think Leeds could afford that. If I'm being honest, plus as well, relegation clauses, all that.
Free agent though.
But again, with the striker, it's like a goalkeeper. When you sign these players, they've got to make that impact and they've got to get the ball running straight away. If you sign him, how many goals are you seriously going to get for your money? How many goals?
The same as DCL, isn't it?
It's the same with Calvert-Lewin, but which is why I think they've clearly seen something in Calvert-Lewin. If they can, and this is the gamble, isn't it? If they can keep him, if they could get 8 goals out of him this year, that's a success. But whether they scores those 8 goals, which return us 3 points in each of those times he scores, is a different matter.
But again, I mean, Carlson's again, been injured for a long time, risky signing. Again, mate, so was DCL. I mean, again, a little, obviously quite a few years younger than Antonio, but, he's injury prone, free agent as well. His wages would have been, a fair bit. He's been a Premier League striker for a long time as Calvert-Lewin, and and he's played for England in the past as well. So I don't know, but I'm not saying we're going to sign him or we need to sign him. I'm just interested in the comments and the people what they say. I mean, Mark Smiley Whites, he says no.
No, Antonio. I just want to touch on what Michael says here. Somebody said the other day that we're still suffering from the last regime's failings regarding PSL, whereas Sunderland, who spent big at the end of the window, didn't have that problem. Yeah, possibly so. If you look at the outgoings which we still had to tidy up some of the mess. For them to Robin Koch played for Germany the other day. I don't know if you saw that.
Robin Koch is a regular international.
Regular now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he's the captain. He might be the captain for Frankfurt.
Yeah, he's Robin Koch. But I think they've still had to get rid of that. We've still been paying off
in Germany.
talking Germany. I think we've still been paying off fees, if I'm being honest with that one, Michael. I think a lot of fees still have to be paid. Transfers, don't you? So, for example, with Stack, it will have been like 10 million up front and then five or whatever in the next 2 or 3 years. It's every transfer is different, but it's not.
They're doing a Klarna.
Yeah, but if you look at what we've done with with other players like Rute, it wasn't 40 million up front, it were 20 million and then 10 or whatever. So yeah,
Mark says they've gone with Hakim Ziyech, and again, these players are getting older, aren't they? I don't know. He's in his mid-30s as well, I think, probably.
This is it's all right going for them, but can they hack it in the Premier League? That's the question. Championship, yes.
No. I mean, no. I think Hakim Ziyech. I think both of those players, Hakim Ziyech and Mikel Antonio, both would be able to hack in the Premier League. Antonio was playing there last season. I know he didn't play that many for West Ham, but he's 32. Is Hakim Ziyech? Right, fair enough. I mean, again, he was playing at. I think he went to the Far East, though. Did he, Mark? Potentially the last club he had. I'm not sure, but I think he was in the Far East somewhere. Possibly, mate. I don't know. But Hakim Ziyech was a good player for Chelsea a few years ago, and maybe again, you wonder because of the failings. They did it last time. They did do it last time with the injuries. I know Gulavogi was shit and he barely played, but it was just that sort of.
It was for Gulavogi. It was clearly an opportunity just to get that leadership. That was what he brought to that team.
Yeah,
leadership and a little bit of experience and calm, level-headed approach for what you need when you're in that championship. This time around, you need quality. Ultimately, George, if you're going to sign free agents, and I know we've signed Dominic Calvert-Lewin, you need Premier League quality now. And if there were players who were free agents now, they would have already been signed up. They've already been through in any of the 20 of the other 19 teams. They would have already been there. And they will have been, but it hasn't worked.
Maybe, but I still think
I just want to touch on what Carl says as well. Carl says we're pushing PSL limits. The Justin signing didn't make much sense as a backup. Could have gone for Walker Peters before he wasn't injury prone. Signed up if we wanted cover on both sides. They also said, remember last season when people went mad because we didn't make January window moves, but got promotion still there, gambling with that process again.
But they're gambling it even 10 times more because it's a higher league and it's, you need better quality players. We're going to get nowhere with the lads that we brought in. You talk about DCL as well. We brought Nemecha on a free as well. He'd finished his contract with Wolfsburg, hadn't he? So, you know what I mean? It's you're signing players on free contracts. I don't know whether the likes of the lads that are on free agents at the moment. I think they clearly have formed the owners now of dipping into the free agent market when they need to. Whether they see fit that they need to right now, I don't know. Maybe they might do. But otherwise, you're dealing with something that it's a poor. For me, it's a poor. For a squad worth of attacking talent at this moment for the level that we're playing at.
I agree with you. Right, George, should we do a feature? Let's do this. Tanaka time, George. What's caught your eye this week?
Well, I mean, it'd be Tanaka himself, mate. He was his birthday. I think it was yesterday. Was it yesterday? Anybody in the comments? I think it was yesterday. I might have been today, but I think it was yesterday. So I hope he had a good day. Okay. But it's just him himself, with it being his birthday. It was, I don't know if it's anybody's birthday. It's his birthdays is the theme, Arron.
Birthdays.
It was Tanaka's birthday, so that's where the tie is. Again, I think I did this maybe a while, I don't know. But can anybody remember a time when they went to a Leeds match, say on the birthday, or was it, a special day for you guys? Did you have? Can you remember a good day? Is it anybody's birthday today? In the comments, and it's a poignant day today, obviously, isn't it? For various different reasons. But is it anybody's birthdays in the comments?
There we go. Birthdays is the chance of discussion for George. My Tanaka time while people are commenting back on that one, it has to be my car. My car blew up in Morley Centre yesterday. There was smoke everywhere. It just conked out, and my trusty Golf is going to be sent to car heaven. Well, it isn't car heaven, and it's going to be buried in a scrap machine or whatever they do. And I just want to say, like, scrap, man, a car for scrap, £100. It's bonkers.
Will you be able to get the scrap man to send it you in a little box when he's?
I don't know. I think it just goes, doesn't it? The thing doesn't start now. They're completely knackered. The turbo's gone on it, and the engine's gone, and there's smoke everywhere. But £100 is what you get for scrap metal on cars, and I think it's a sad situation when your car gets to that.
Yeah,
I tried putting oil in it, but apparently the RAC man said that the oil, the diesel engine decided to use the oil to run it as diesel or something. I don't know.
Well, here's a question for you, Arron. Then, and
it's just a sad situation when your trusty car just dies.
Yeah, Jimbo says, his Tanaka time is what's gone on with Rate My Takeaway. I don't know. Do you know, Arron?
I do, yeah. Rate My Takeaway is no more. Did you not know?
No,
Danny Malin. Oh God, it's like an episode of EastEnders. Danny Malling and the gang. I met Danny's a good lad, and he's a good lad. Is Danny, and no more Rate My Takeaway. That's a real
right. It was in where I am. I mean, I won't reveal where I am, but for various different reasons. But he was where I am not that long ago. At some point in the summer or in the early part of the year, I think he came to where I reside, in the place where I reside.
What, your house?
No.
Your house?
No, he didn't. He came to the area.
Yeah, he was in the area.
He was there. Tried out a very popular place, and I didn't know. I don't know. I don't follow him regularly, but I know he's a Yorkshire man. I know he's got places. He's got a Rate My Takeaway in the area as well. So I don't know, Arron, but there you go. But there was a question I also wanted to ask you, which has gone out of my mind, which is a real shame because I did want to get your.
I just think it's sad because.
I had a question for you. Yes, that was it. Because you mentioned RAC, so it was a bit of a quiz question.
That's coming up in a minute.
Of course, but for you and for everybody in the comments, which it's an easy one. I expect you to get it, but it was RAC. Which former Leeds player did work for RAC before he was a player for Leeds United? Don't answer. Let everybody in the comments answer.
Was it Jermaine Beckford?
Oh, yes.
Oh, there you go. Well, you asked me, I answer it. The Rate My Takeaway is getting people on the Danny was getting bullied. I think he was. I've watched his video on Mr. and Mrs. Yorkshire, and I genuinely do feel there's something gone wrong there, and I do quite feel sorry for him.
He was getting bullied by the people in the comments. So
no. He was getting bullied by the people who run the channel with him. So I think it was the editor and the cameraman, and it's what.
Oh, but it's always so nice, the cameraman. Hey, cameraman, let's go.
Yeah. It's just a nightmare. And I do hope we do see him again because he's a good lad and very popular, a very popular personality. He will be back, says Mark, and we'll look forward to seeing that. Michael says, my 2005 Vauxhall diesel Ecotec engine is still running strong on steam. Well, if you'd have seen Morley Town Centre yesterday, Michael, as I was residing through, you would have seen smoke everywhere. Literally, I thought it was going to set on fire.
Did you have people taking photos?
I had the kids in. No, I had the kids in. in the cafe. God, get him out. Luckily, it wasn't raining. But yeah, so it's currently sat on my drive now, waiting to be taken away on Monday. And here's one more final Tanaka time from Michael. A couple of Tanaka times. Keep them coming. It's good. Went to the fish shop tonight for tea. It was called Small Fry.
Good.
Was it nice, Michael? Was your fish and chips? Do you know, I haven't had fish and chips for ages. I might have some tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow. Friday treat.
Yeah, why
chips,
not?
George. But
Do I like them?
I shall tell you what, I do
like
recommend
fish and chips.
hang on, let me give you a real recommendation for fish and chips. The Bearded Sailor in Pudsey do the best fish and chips.
Yeah, you mentioned these before. Yeah.
Honest to God, if you don't live in Pudsey or the local area, I suggest you get yourself up and try them. They are unbelievable. They smash the Weatherby Whaler out of the park. So
I know Danny. I don't know if Danny's still watching, but he might know the one, and you'll know it as well. I know you by the airport. They're Murgatroyds.
Murgatroyds, yeah, it's nice up there. Yeah, they do. I think we might take speed on that, but honest to God, I highly recommend the Bearded Sailor. In fact, I'm going to treat the family to fish and chips tomorrow, and I will be having a Bearded Sailor fish supper. With the trimmings, honest to God.
Fair enough. If you're ever in Pudsey, then go to the Bearded Sailor and tell them that Arron will pay for it.
I won't know. I'm going to treat the family, not everybody. All people watching.
Well, have you already said it now?
No. Murgatroyds is good. It's good. It's quite good up there, but you can go sit in as well up at Murgatroyds. I've done that a few times. I went on holiday, and then when we landed back from Turkey, wherever we went through fish and chips before we went home. It's quite nice.
Yeah, well, why not?
Nice.
You know what I mean?
I've also done it as well before you go. If you've got an afternoon flight, go for fish and chips before. Beautiful. Right. I think that sums up tonight. There you go. Right then, George, we'll leave the quiz for this week because we're running out of time. But we've got a football game to preview. Leeds United take on Fulham at Craven Cottage. Come on, give us some predictions.
I think it'll be a difficult match. I think they've
sorry, George. Get your comments in as well. Give us your predictions of what you think.
Of course, they've got good quality, but I think we're resilient and we're defensively solid. All right, we're looking where the goal's going to come from. We need, the wide men to start putting the the forks in and getting involved. And the likes of DCL, he needs to turn up and not get injured. I think we're going to get. I think we might get something from this, Arron. I do expect I won't be surprised if we lose, but I think it might be a draw. I think it'll be one apiece.
Okay. I think we'd all take that, if I'm being honest. 1-1. Mark's Mighty Whites says 2-0 Leeds. God, remember, Mark, we are playing in London. We don't do that.
I think we've arrested that form, haven't we? In the championship, surely.
No, we didn't. We were horrific.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
we haven't won in London for years, and I mean years.
Sure. Anybody in the comments, let us know when it's in London. It can't.
I would love somebody in the comments to tell you that. I'm sure
it's that long ago.
It is. It's 2020. It really is, or something like that.
Because we beat Fulham. We beat Fulham there. Then
I think that's probably the last time we won. We haven't won in London for years.
Can't be the last one.
Somebody will be in the comments and tell us that we haven't won in London. Where's stats?
Well,
we need stats on here. He'll tell us. In fact, I should text him.
Somebody know. Crystal Palace, no, not Palace.
Arsenal, no. Spurs, no.
For a long time,
I tell you what, let's ask ChatGPT because
Zach, is that Glory Man United? What? Man. Man United.
Huh?
Feel sorry for you, fellas, supporting them lot.
Listen, come on, ZK. Glory Man United. Welcome to the channel. Give us a like and subscribe when Leeds finish above you. The last time Leeds won in London, George, according to ChatGPT, was on the 16th of January, 2022. We beat West Ham 3-2. That's the last time.
Oh, well, there you go. It wasn't that long
2022.
ago, really.
We are now.
Yeah, Harris scored, did he?
We're now in 2025.
Well, yeah, but I suppose.
It's the London curse for Leeds. So I'm going to go for a defeat here. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to go 2-0 Fulham.
2-0.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be hammering. Yeah.
No, I don't think we'll get hammered past. I think most games, other than the ones against the top 6 or so, will be kind of close, really.
Yeah. Piro's winning the Golden Boot. I hope he does. It'd be hilarious if he did. I'll tell you what, Oxyus, if he does, I'll buy you fish and chips at the Bearded Sailor. It'll never happen. 2-1 win, says Carl. He thinks we'll get 2 penalties. Let's have a look here. Listen, Mr. Whitesnake, you can. We're not going yet. You can still stay with us, or you can listen again on your podcast provider. Or you can watch it on your telly. It's absolutely fine. Do listen to us and give us a like and a subscribe and hit that bell and you won't miss us. There you go. So I think it'll be a 2-0 defeat, George. I'm not optimistic for this one. But I do hope I'd take a draw. I think it would be a great point in London. And we've somehow got to break this London curse, but I don't think we will. But I do hope, though. I'm always hopeful that we win, but I'll take a point all day long.
Yeah, I'll take a point out. And I think any away game in this league, you've got to start with a point, haven't you? And then
I'll tell you what as well, Mr. Whitesnake. You give us your prediction, what you think Leeds will do against Fulham, and we're waiting for you to pop that in, and then we'll wrap it up so you get a bit of time with us. It's going to be a tough one. I just think it's just going to end in defeat.
Yeah, well, fair enough. We're
going to stop the curse, says Mr. Whitesnake. I hope you're right, sir.
Well, there you go.
Really we've got to break it at some point, but I don't think it will be this time. I really don't.
No, but out of the teams that you're playing in London, we've already played one. Every away game so far has been in London, including this one on Saturday. Isn't it? I mean, I know we've only played one, but it's ironic how the second one is also in London. But I think out of the teams in London, aren't Fulham probably the one that you'd probably say we'd have a best chance?
West Ham will be the one.
Yeah, maybe West Ham.
West Ham. I think Palace, once they get into the European action, I think they'll struggle.
At home, though. At home. At Sellers
Park. I think Arsenal, Chelsea, no. Spurs, no. Who else is down in London? Have we said that all?
I think that might be it. Yeah.
West Ham. Yeah. I just hope we've just got to break that curse. And he thinks we'll win 1-0 or draw at worst, does Mr. Whitesnake. What a great name. Great name, Mr. Whitesnake. Thank you for joining us. George, thank you. So we're going to stick, guys, to an 8 p.m. start. So Mr. Whitesnake, this time next week at 8 p.m, we will be live. So if you join us and give us a like and a subscribe, you can hit the bell. Do you hit the bell on YouTube? Or you hit the bell, don't you?
I think you do, yeah, I think so.
And then you get notified when we're live. Myself and Jerry McNamee will be back with a match reaction over the weekend, reflecting on Leeds against Fulham. And George, we will be back next Thursday. What have you got coming up on your channel? Go on, give us your plugs.
Not a great deal, really. I mean, I think with a bit of peak, I'm still having technical difficulties with my various different things.
Oh, hang on. Where are you, Mr. Whitesnake? 7 p.m. Where's 7 a.m.? Is that Australia?
I told you, morning to Mr. Whitesnake. Is that? I knew it was going to come in somewhere.
Where are you from? It's brilliant. Sorry, go on. You were looking
somewhere, but yeah. Look,
New Zealand. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Global.
So there you go.
8 in the morning, 7 a.m. while you're having your frosties, you could join us.
There you go. I hope you have a lovely day, Mr. Whitesnake. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, all the best. But, go on.
Yeah, look, with a bit of I'm still having various different issues with the technical issues, so I haven't been as vocal as I usually am on doing my podcasts and stuff. So you know, try and do it maybe once a week or once every couple of weeks, maybe, I don't know. But I will try and get one out in the next couple of days, maybe, you know, just to wrap up what's been happening, you know, in Leeds situation. And when it gets back to it, I'll be doing previews, reviews. What was the state? What is the staple generally? So that's what I'll be doing.
Good stuff, George. You do some good stuff on there. You really do. Right. Okay. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Please do, if you're on YouTube, give us a like, click the bell, give us a subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. And if you're listening on your podcast, thank you so much for listening to us. And we will be back next week. And maybe we might discuss that George could become the new face of Rate My Take.
Yes, I've probably been putting on weight and all this business.
He rates Leeds on a regular basis. And
yes, I'm really it's in time for Christmas.
It'll be Rate Mr. Fark. There we go. Right. Yes, thanks everybody for watching. And we'll
Christmas time.
We'll see you on the next one next week. See you later, guys.